Okay, so I thought today I could make a video about some books that I've read in 2018. The first book I'm gonna start with is Secrets for the Mad by Dodie. So this book is a collection of personal stories, lessons, song lyrics and photos from the beloved British blogger and musician Dodie Clark. Have good, have bad. My bad brain demands to be dramatic. It feeds on attention, lying down with its arms twisted up in the air, its legs sprawled out, and an upturned frown and tears in its eyes. Oh, woe is me, nothing will ever be good again. My good brain can never relate. It scoffs. Nothing is ever as bad brain makes it out to be. You can laugh at anything. Just choose to see the funny. It doesn't understand why you should step into the dark place, wallow in it and not try to get out. But bad brain knows that when you're okay, you're just treading water, and it's easier to just let go and sink, down to where you belong, where you don't have to struggle or try. You just exist naturally in depression. I guess this helps you to not feel as alone. Like, you're not alone out there. Like it says on the back, when I feel like I'm going mad, I write. A lot of people do that. It's always good to write your thoughts down. I've read most of these books a long time ago, more or less, and I thought, now, why not make a video about it? But now I realize this is kind of hard. When you finished reading a book, you're just blown away, and you're maybe sad that you finished reading it, and you have to find a new one that's just as good, if the one you read was good. Probably, maybe, who knows. Okay, next up is my second book. It's Dream House by Marzia. Dream House is an eerie thriller about a girl whose dream house quickly becomes a terrifying nightmare. It was written by Marzia, who is known for her YouTube channel PewDiePie Marzia, her brand Mai, and her and PewDiePie's brand Tsuki. And it's her debut novel. I don't know if she's planning on writing more, but I hope so, because I was really amazed by her writing style. Like, it was really good. Someone who knows so much about horror stuff, I should have expected it to be this good. When Amethyst stumbles upon the house of her dreams, she can't help but be enchanted by it. It's everything she's ever wanted in a home. So when the Blooms invite her to stay the night to avoid an impending storm, she instantly accepts. Yet when she awakes the next morning, alone and unable to bring herself to leave, Amethyst comes face to face with unexpected twists and turns. Like, I read it pretty fast. Like, this book really dragged me in. I think it was also good that the chapters were pretty short. So each chapter of this book resembles a day, which is pretty neat. She wrote this book in Italian. I wanted to read it in English because I prefer reading English books whenever I can. For me, the main point was that I like Marzia, and I was just really curious how well she would do, and she did very well. Okay. The third book is one that's really important to me. It's called Reasons to Stay Alive by Haig. Don't we all love talking about this? What does it mean to feel truly alive? This is the story of how Haig came through crisis, triumphed over a mental illness that almost destroyed him, and learned to live again. Moving, funny, and joyous, Reasons to Stay Alive is more than a memoir. It is a book about making the most of your time on Earth. And this is a book where I can just cry reading this because it means so much to me. Right in the middle, it has a list with reasons to stay alive. Like, it's 10 reasons, but there are millions more. Things aren't going to get worse. You want to kill yourself. That is as low as it gets. There's only upwards from here. You hate yourself. That is because you are sensitive. Pretty much every human could find a reason to hate themselves if they thought about it as much as you did. We are all total bastards as humans. but also totally wonderful. That's the thing about Matt Haig. I really love his writing style. It's simple, and he just feels like a friend to me. I don't know. I can just also relate so well to him. Ignore stigma. Every illness had stigma once. We fear getting ill, and fear tends to lead to prejudice before information. Nothing lasts forever. This pain won't last. The pain tells you it will last. Pain lies. Ignore it. There are just so many good things in this book. Like, it's just such a good book when you're struggling with mental illness, but also, like someone said here, a small masterpiece that might even save lives. I loved reading this so much. Like, I really took my time with reading it though, because I didn't want it to end. It just had such a positive influence on me. I just didn't want to be done with it, but at one point I just couldn't wait anymore because it was so good. It was so good. Yeah. Next one is also by Matt Haig. It's How to Stop Time. How to Stop Time. Tom Hazard has a dangerous secret. He may look like an ordinary 41-year-old, but owing to a rare condition, he's been alive for centuries. From Elizabethan England to Jazz Age Paris, from New York to the South Seas, Tom has seen a lot and now craves an ordinary life. Always changing his identity to stay alive, Tom has the perfect cover, working as a history teacher at a London comprehensive. Here he can teach the kids about wars and witch hunts as if he'd never witnessed them firsthand. He can try to tame the past that is fast catching up with him. The only thing Tom must not do is fall in love. How to Stop Time is a wild and bittersweet story about losing and finding yourself, about the certainty of change, and about the lifetimes it can take to learn how to live. This was also a book I couldn't really put down. Just read it. Next one is a classic that probably everyone knows. And I don't know, but I was never really interested in it because I knew bits and pieces of it and it wasn't my thing. Once I was in a bookshop, I saw this gorgeous cover. I was so intrigued by it, so I had to buy it. And just look at this. It's quotes and names of the characters. This is beautiful, and I had to read it because of that. Isn't that silly? But look at this. So cool. I love this quote. Wilde forged a devastating portrait of the ethics of evil and debauchery in late 19th century England, combining elements of the Gothic horror novel and decadent French fiction. As Dorian Gray sinks into a life of crime and gross sensuality, his body retains perfect youth and vigor, while his recently painted portrait grows day by day into a hideous record of evil, which he must keep hidden from the world. For over a century, this mesmerizing tale of horror and suspense has enjoyed wide popularity. Okay, so I think this is not everyone's thing, but I'm surprised myself that I really liked it. Well, interruption. You know why I liked reading this? I just realized. It was kind of cool to see someone who's the opposite of me. To get back my youth, I would do anything in the world except take exercise, get up early, or be respectable. A book I really wanted to read this year was 1984, but I don't know. It just didn't work. Like, I read a few chapters, but there wasn't a connection yet. Because the thing is, I have so many books and I buy more and more and I just want to read those and I put the other ones away, and reading is a struggle. The last book I have is the one I'm reading right now. I don't have that much, but I read it for 2 days and that's a lot for me. I don't know. But yeah, it's Norwegian Wood by Murakami. When he hears her favorite Beatles song, Toru Watanabe recalls his first love, Naoko, the girlfriend of his best friend Kizuki. Immediately, he is transported back almost 20 years to his student days in Tokyo, adrift in a world of uneasy friendships, casual sex, passion, loss, and desire, to a time when an impetuous young woman called Midori marched into his life, and he had to choose between the future and the past. Okay, so this book really amazed me. I've never read through a chapter so fast. I don't know, but I really wanted to know what's happening. And the thing is, I like anime and I watched a lot. And the morning after I read that much for the first time of this book, I had in my head that I had to continue watching an anime. Because it was just such a clear picture in my head. I really loved it, like it felt so, and just envision everything so well. Jesus, okay. My camera has best timing for turning off because I was almost done. I can't say a lot to Norwegian wood yet because I don't really know what's going to happen. I can assume what's going to happen, but this is my first Murakami book, even though I wanted my first one to be Kafka on the Shore because I got the audiobook. I think these books are better to read. It feels like I can imagine the world better if I read them instead of listening to an audiobook. Everyone's different. There are so many more books that I started to read this year, but I didn't finish them. Are some of you like that as well? You just try to finish a book, but it's just not working? I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, wait a moment. There's another book that I didn't have on my list that's actually laying right beside me. It's Big Magic. I finished reading that this year as well. It's not even on my list. What am I doing with my life? It's by Elizabeth Gilbert, the woman who wrote Eat, Pray, Love. But I never read that, and I don't know. I think this is pretty good. This brought back my creativity kind of in 2018. So if you're struggling with your creativity, then read this. Okay, let's end it here because I don't know what else to say because I'm still not good at this. But I hope I could give you some inspiration what you could purchase next when you're at your local bookstore. And I hope you have a nice day. Enjoy your Christmas time. Bye.